All right, so paperwork's done. This bad boy is sold. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jeff. This is Will to Live Outdoors, and we finally decided to cut ties with our 2017 HSC Lux Discovery 5 with a diesel. So after spending 2 years with this vehicle and 222 days in the service department, as soon as we got this vehicle back from the Little Rock Land Rover dealer that was doing some warranty work for us, it immediately went to Shreveport. We were able to get online and do a quick offer from CarMax. And with that offer in hand, we basically spent about 5 days, waited till the weekend, and we embarked on another odyssey of sorts to relieve ourselves of this vehicle. We had a little bit of an issue the first go around with CarMax. They make it very easy to go in and sell your vehicle. They're one price dealership, which just basically there's no haggling or anything like that. They are considered probably one of the larger wholesalers in the entire country because they will kind of do like they did for us, just buy the vehicle, give you the money right then and there, and on your way you go. So it's pretty wild. But yeah, you just can log in onto CarMax's website. You can get on there. You can just basically put the information of your vehicle in there, the miles, all that stuff, and they'll give you an instant offer. You can then bring that in, you get in the queue, you wait for somebody to go do some looking. They compare it to auction stuff just to make sure that if it matches up and whatnot, then basically they'll just cut you a check for whatever your offer was. So we're gonna pick this up, leaving. It's a Saturday morning, and we are on our way to CarMax. And we're going to have a few issues here, so I'll interrupt this occasionally to kind of go over those things. Well, we're taking a little trip here. Hopefully, if everything works out, I'll get back with you later. But hopefully, that's the last time the Discovery diesel leaves the driveway. We'll let today play out. I don't want to jinx anything at this point, but anyway, hopefully if everything goes well, like I said, that's the last time that thing will pull out of the driveway. Still yet, I have to go over all of the problems and issues that were that we incurred the time of ownership. Also, the lack of attention that we got from certain dealer, and yeah, so you buy a certified pre-owned vehicle with their quality warranty and everything, and it just seems like Land Rover would rather it break than to try to break it, tear it down and try to fix it, which I can understand. If you're a dealer, you're not going to do anything unnecessarily, especially if you didn't sell the vehicle originally. But when this is an ongoing issue and it had been in literally like 8 times, you would think that there could be a little bit more effort placed on trying to actually fix the problem. Again, Little Rock at the Owens Murphy Jaguar, Land Rover, and Volkswagen in Little Rock, Arkansas were exceptional. Got it in and fixed, replaced turbo. I got a whole long list of things that they did. But our little sneaky problem with the transfer case binding up and making this loud noise. I guess all that Land Rover would allow them to do was do a flush and refill, which fixes the problem for a short time frame, and then it's right back to doing it again. So we'd had it for about 6 days and it did it again. To their credit, they said, you know, you can bring it back, we can do it, but my gosh, they had it for 3 months, no loaner, no anything. No thank you, I'm sorry. So we'll let that be somebody else's problem. Hate to be like that, but it is what it is. So we're gonna take this south out of the area and try to sell it to CarMax and see how that goes. Did one of their little you get online, put your information in there, and get a quote. Of course, they have to look at it. It's exceptionally clean. It has one little tiny door ding and a quarter panel. Rims look good. Tires are good. It's up to date on service and everything else. Checks all the boxes as far as equipment goes, and it is exceptionally low mileage because it's spent almost a year in the shop. With that being said, though, you just never know about these things until you get it there. So anyway, we're gonna let them do their appraisal on it, come back with an official number. I've got a number in mind. If we get close, sayonara, I'm gonna let go of it. But anyway, and then we'll go over all the things that were wrong. Because I know some people have, since my initial video, the nightmare discovery and having some problems, everybody's weighed in on what they think the random noise is and what was causing this and that. And man, it's just it's a lemon. It's all you can say. I've had all kinds of Land Rovers. I've never had one just with that amount of problems. And you know, just had so few miles. You go all the way back to the very beginning. The original owner was back in for the same things, and I have a feeling that they just cut bait on it too, because they just couldn't seem to find it and fix it. So anyway, we're about 2 hours out. We have an appointment. We're right on time, so should be able to get in and out pretty quick. We have all our paperwork, and we'll go over that process and talk about that. But it's bittersweet. I mean, I love that vehicle. I had big plans for it. I just wanted to I kind of wanted to turn it into a trail rig. I thought it would have been a great platform. That's the reason we got the diesel. But anyway, we'll see what happens. We show up at the dealership. We had a scheduled time to be there. I want to say it was like 2 o'clock or something like that. And they said, just bring your payoff, bring your, you know, if you get an account number, the bank, you know, all the pertinence. You needed a 20-day payoff. I went one step ahead of that, got a per diem, got the 20-day and got a 30-day. Just figured it up nice and neat. We received our offer electronically through the CarMax website, and I want to say it was like 42.9 or 43.5. So pretty strong offer, but this was last summer, so this was the summer of 22, and I mean, you know, the car industry, used cars, just, I mean, this stuff's all just, it's wild. I mean, prices changed all the time, and it's just hard to nail that down. So we had that was, we were a couple of days from that original offer expiring. We're waiting. We finally get to an associate. They're getting everything lined up. and we have to wait for an appraiser. But this young lady that we were talking to basically just stopped and said, "I can't do anything with this," and she refused to help us because basically we didn't have a phone number to call and let her get the payoff. And it was there's something weird. It which made no sense whatsoever because, like, if you're on the hook for this and it's financial institutions going one way or the other, your bank would call and be like, "Hey, you're a few dollars short or a few cents short." I mean, it's a local bank. Was it like Chase or Capital One or one of the big players, Bank of America or anything like that? So anyway, she just refused. That was it. She said if we don't have that information, then she's done. We'll just have to come back some other time. And we had drove. It's 2 hours basically. It's 2 hours down there. We were going to leave a vehicle with them, so this thing's completely cleaned out and everything. And we've got two vehicles, the gas, all that. Really aggravated. It is super, super busy. I was just kind of at a point like, geez, man, what else could go wrong with this? Um, I felt like that was not I felt like they could do something anyway. I felt like they could at least, we had the car there. Even if they had to wait till Monday and had to mail out a check, that would have been sufficient. But man, this place is just crawling with people. I mean, there are people everywhere. So against my better judgment, I just kind of got up and left. And I probably should have went and got somebody in management involved. I just felt like this was, and it was not right. And it wasn't. She was not correct at all. They could have went ahead with the appraisal process. They could have done this. They could have kept the vehicle. We had two cars there. It wasn't like we were just, hey, you're going to have to come back later and you just live across town. I mean, this was going to be a major ordeal. Um, at any rate, that's beside the point. So all told here, we left. That offer obviously expires before I can get back down there. The new offer comes in. Magically, obviously, I knew it was going to be close because the you get into July and it's when the year change for a lot of your manufacturers starts to happen. So I mean, like, you can take your year deduction at some point in time, and apparently it hits right in the middle of this. So we are now somewhere around 40,400. So that little stunt by this associate of CarMax has now cost me about $3,000, and I am like kind of just really livid about it. It wasn't worth the battle at that point in time, but had I known how much that was going to cost me in the end, I would have probably just raised hell, for lack of a better word. I mean, it was it's real people's money. Knowing that this stupid car could grenade on me at any time. I mean, I hate to be like that, but I mean, like, geez, this thing, golly, man, it had all kinds of problems. And I figured after the Doug DeMuro thing with him buying his Range Rover and all the service occurrences that they kept having to take it back to CarMax, I thought, hey, they're well versed in the Land Rover game. This is where it needs to be. When they go to do a recondition and whatnot, surely they're going to hear that noise and they'll know what to do with it. But at any rate, we now go back home, and I'm going to now pick this up. I had forgotten to clear out all of our information out of the navigation system. And so if you've ever wanted to know exactly how to reset all your information that is stored in the nav and in the entertainment system for your Land Rover, this is how you do it. You're going to hit that. That will just basically reset everything back to the factory default. Once you've hit that reset, takes about a minute or so. Everything will come back. It'll put it on the AM on the lowest setting on the dial, basically. And if you go back to navigation, you'll have to sign back into your account. So all of your information is basically erased. So that's how easy that is. That's actually quite a bit easier than it was setting it all up. So I was kind of concerned with that. You know, again, this vehicle, I've really liked it. But then, you know, it's just had its quirks and its issues. It's time for a new owner. And I don't necessarily feel comfortable selling this to a privately to an individual. I just don't. So it's gonna unload this on somebody else that'll take care of it and whatnot, and can address any concerns or issues that it might have going forward. So anyway, we're sitting here at about 43,000 miles. Have a little bit. It's about 160 miles or so, 120 miles or so to Shreveport. And when it gets there, get just enough gas to get that. You know, I don't want to give them any more than I have to, so shouldn't have to fill any gas up or put any diesel in before we get there. And we'll do a wrap up once an offer is accepted and they come back with a strong number. This can be theirs. So stick with us. This time tomorrow afternoon, this will be out of our driveway permanently. All right, we had problems last time, so we're back here at CarMax. We started the appraisal process about probably about an hour and a half ago, and that should be getting to the end here. So we'll get in here and hopefully everything checks out and we can be on our way and give them this Land Rover. And that can be somebody else's issue going forward. After arriving at the dealership, they still had some things to tie up on their end. So I collected a tiny human and we walked the lot and checked out some of the cool stuff that they had there. Contemplated making another bad decision with this beautiful white Range Rover Sport, but let's gonna just hold off for now on replacing this Land Rover. But obviously you can see they have their prices posted, and these used car prices are just astronomically high. It's just crazy how high some of these are. But anyway, we checked that out, and he still at this point does not quite understand that we are leaving the car. So you can watch this comedy gold here as he is figuring out that his Land Rover is staying there, which is just actually kind of comical.
You guys not sell it?
Yeah, we're gonna sell it.
No.
I'm sorry.
I want it sale.
I'm sorry, baby. It hasn't been reliable.
No!
Why do you want to keep it?
But I like it.
You do. Now take your car seat out and go put it in Daddy's truck.
Why? No.
Yeah.
Because they're keeping it.
Yeah,
It's not ours anymore. Can you pick that little flashlight out?
Bye.
All right, so paperwork's done. This bad boy is sold, and they're gonna run the paperwork out and get the tag off here in just a second. And it's a big sigh of relief. You know, I realized I could have made a lot more money if I would have just sold this on my own, but I just wasn't taking the chance. So anyway, CarMax has them a 2017 diesel HSE Lux. And if you are wanting to buy this, it's going to be at the CarMax in Shreveport, unless they decide to just roll it over through the auction and make some money off of it. And if they decide to do that, that's perfectly fine. So anyway, the toddler threw a little fit. He was attached to the car. So But at any rate, it's over. I'll do my final wrap up and close this video out. But nightmare discovery, no more. Man, finally, the nightmare is over. We no longer have to deal with the stress of like what's going to happen to this thing. Again, 222 days it was in service, and now CarMax has it. We are on our way home at this point with the money. Now, my little boy loved that vehicle, and Dad was happy, ecstatic. He not so much. He was not happy at all, and he let me know about it. But anyway, he still misses that car. But it got me to thinking the other day, a few months ago. I was like, well, let me put the old VIN number into the computer and do a little search, and I'll see if CarMax still has it. If they tried to sell it on their lot, or if they wholesaled it, or what. So did a little search, and this is literally months after I let them have it. And as you can see here, it's on their website, looking good as new. And they are literally have this thing discounted down to the point that there's no way they've made any money on it, because after they reconditioned it, put a new windshield in and everything else, they are still sitting on it. And they have had this thing now almost as long as I had that thing in service. So I guess nobody wants it. But anyway, it does look nice. So somebody's wanting a smoking deal on something that might or might not hold up. Hit me up if you're afraid that might be yours. Just to let you know maybe some of the issues, the quirks, maybe they've got them worked out at this point. I can say with all certainty that Little Rock, Arkansas Land Rover definitely did us a favor on this. They got the engine running good, so I don't think there'll be any problems there. However, whatever that clunky noise is that's in the transfer case, I can assure you wherever that is at, unless that transfer case has been changed, they're still facing that same problem. That's my experience with CarMax. It is unique. If you want to get rid of your problem, get rid of your car, get in over your head on something financially, something like that, it is always an option. They are buying cars all the time. So that's my story. That nightmare discovery is now somebody else's issue. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your questions, your comments. Please, if you have not already, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment, give us a thumbs up, and we will see you next time.